Well, back with us this morning, we have another good friend, certified financial planner, Jeff Hahn with SC Parker on Main Street in Williamsville, to chat about multi-generational financial and investment planning, and he's going to tell us what that means. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Nice to have you back.
It's great to be back.
Thank you.
And I love your hair.
Do you really?
Yes.
I love it too. Isn't it interesting? I just love the pink for October. And I got to thank Phil Pullman. He just does such a great job. I turn around, look in the mirror, and I just love it.
That's in honor of breast cancer.
In honor of breast cancer awareness. Yeah, lots of pink this month. So, you know what I tell people? I said, you know, when you've been bald, it's just hair after that. So, you're a lot more, you know, adventurous.
Yeah.
So,
there you go. But,
you know, you could go with pink. I mean, you could work it right in there. You have this beautiful shock of hair in the front.
Well, okay.
Can you imagine people coming in with Jeff with pink hair?
Well, how the clients would accept that.
Well, yeah, they would come in just to see that. But, sir, it's nice to have you back. All right, talk to us about our money and our investments.
Yes, and we really wanted to talk about multi-generational planning. I'll just give you an example. I had a couple come in. We started working together almost 20 years ago, and they were in their early 40s and really didn't have much of a plan, and we're very concerned that would they ever be able to retire. He worked at one of the plants, the auto plants, and she was in one of the schools, not as a teacher, but as a nurse. Anyway, we just started working things together, right? Took care of the mortgages, set up the investment plans on the through work, and for both of them, right? Put together some Roth IRAs with and a joint account.
Nice.
And we started small. Right, they had teenage daughters at the time, right? So kind of fast forwarding 20 years, the daughters are both married and have kids of their own. Mom and dad's assets have grown to about $500,000.
Nice.
They've both retired. They use some of that investment money to pick up a place down in the southern tier.
Very nice.
Right, so they got their weekend and vacation place, and they've been developing that, and he's got a tractor and all the rest of that stuff. He called me up and, hey Jeff, I'm getting a tractor, can you send me out X dollars, you know. We've gotten the girls, they got the girls started as soon as they got out of college, putting some, and got their jobs, right? Just putting, again, starting off slow and small, but really putting money away on an immediate basis. And now we have grandchildren involved, right? And the gifts from the grandma and grandpa on both sides go into the kids' investment account. So
that's fantastic. That's multi-generational.
Yes, and it's how many, you know, for the grandchildren, like how many baseball bats or stuffed animals do they need?
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
And so both sets of grandparents are all in on it now, and the parents are putting money away for the kids and themselves. And they'll have a retirement situation that'll be just as strong or stronger than their own folks.
You know
so it's really worked out well.
I wanted to stop when you said they had about, after a lifetime of planning, they had about $500,000. Is that enough to retire on? Everybody talks about how much do you need, but nobody ever says how much it is.
You know, it's an interesting thing. So for normal folks that we work with in this area, now they have their Social Securities, and they both have some pension income, right? So if you don't have the pension income, then you want to put away a little bit more,
right? And
especially your professionals and things along those lines, where it's all on yourself, right? Then you just want to stack the money up as much as you can,
right?
But the for them, it has worked out really well. They live within their means. They don't really have any debt. Right?
Yeah.
Everything's on a cash basis, and it's worked out great.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, the thing I find myself saying to retired folks more than anything is, you put this money here for this time of your life. It's okay to spend some of it, right? Yes. Because they're so used to putting the assets aside and carefully building it up.
Jeff, I got to think that people are probably scared to death of getting sick, and then just go plowing right through that big wad of money.
Well, yeah, so that's a whole different discussion, because where that really happens is in the last years when there's institutional nursing home care, right? That can be extremely expensive, and it's a separate discussion and a separate sort of planning. And we should do that on another
Yeah,
show
we should.
sometime.
We definitely should.
Yeah, we should.
Because I can understand people's fear of spending any of that money. But you're right. I mean, it is there, and you know, you're feeling well, and you deserve to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Well, then you get to a point where you're saying, well, I want to leave something for the kids when I'm gone and things along those lines. I'm like, well, by the time you're gone, your kids will be in their 60s and they'll be retired.
That's true.
Right?
That's
so
true.
if they could use some help now, it's a great time.
You know, we talk about this when we have doctors, and we talk about the fact that if you're taking care of yourself and your kids are watching that you're going to your appointments, they end up being better patients because they make sure they take care of themselves. It's the same thing when you go to Jeff in a financial planning. If your kids are seeing that you're spending time doing this and this is important to you, they understand it's important to them.
Yes.
And you can just bring them right in as the next generation and start with them at a nice early age to get them going.
Exactly. And if you really want to go all in, you can start a family investment club.
Oh, that's
Right?
interesting.
So as the teenagers start working, they can throw $10 in a month, or mom and dad can throw in $25 a month, and once a month you get together and see how the stocks have done or how the funds have done.
That's
and
very
it's
interesting.
a great family experience.
Yeah, you can start that with young kids. That's great.
It is.
Jeff, we love you. SC Parker and Company. Sorry, a little sticky throat today. You know where they are? 5892 Main Street in Williamsville. Give them a call right now at 632-6800 or simply go to scparker.com. Yeah, that's a great idea, but that's good to know that people are good.